preface this segment by saying we usually don't do this kind of unboxing. The boxes go to the back and they get opened up underneath by our receiving department underneath cameras, but we got 2 cameras here, 2 cameras over there. So I think we're all good for moving forward with this, but this is definitely not the way we normally do things. I just want to make sure that that's clear. Let's unbox some of these watches and see what we got in shipments today.
All right, first things first, we got a Rolex box here. Let's see what's inside. Ooh, nice. So I think we did a source job for a client of ours that is looking for this. It's a beautiful 2-tone Daytona.
Actually, that watch I sold to a client who bought their first Rolex from us. This is, I think, his second, so he's really excited to get this piece in.
Yeah, 2 watches in and he goes with something like this. It's really nice to see. Nice white dial contrast there.
And this one has packing peanuts, which we hate, but love to double-edged sword. They just get all over the place, but they do a good job of insulating the boxes. But guys, I think we got the Patek, and so this Patek is one that you guys know from a few episodes ago. We didn't get scammed, but we got misrepresented a watch. It got sent to us. Definitely was not in a condition that we had agreed on. Let's see if this dealer did any better. This one came fully over-the-top vouched by some big dealers, supposedly been in the industry for such a long time. This one, we even got the papers with our client's name on them, so this is supposed to have come straight from the Patek AD, I believe. All I care about is that now that it's in our possession, hopefully it's in brand new condition, so let's check it out. I mean, even the box, outer, everything looks so much better. It looks actually brand new. We got our Patek box. Let's see what we got here. I hope we did all right. Okay, so check it out. We've got even the original envelope that the papers come in. We've got what looks like a brand new book. Okay. I got scared for a second. It's wrapped in saran wrap. All right, these guys know what they're doing. They saran wrap during shipping. The bracelet looks immaculate, looks brand new. I almost don't want to peel this saran wrap off, but I have to for inspecting it because so far it looks perfect. And I'm shaking only not because I'm not used to carrying watches like this, but I really want to be careful. Guys, this is a brand new watch. So that's what a brand new watch is supposed to look like, guys. There's a few fingerprints on it from whoever packed it. I'm sure they didn't even want to wipe it. Usually when we get a brand new watch, you'll see fingerprints on it from whoever handled it, and they don't even want to wipe it because they don't want to be responsible for the scratches. Luckily, we got the right kind of rag for that. This is what a brand new watch is supposed to look like. I'm really excited for the client. We'll be giving him a call here shortly. I'm sure he's going to be over the moon. He's making a trip out to Dallas to pick this up, and we're really excited to get his reaction finally on this piece. All right, we're going to put this away. I want to keep this perfect for the client. So unfortunately on this watch, it was a little bit longer and tedious process to get this 5980 brand new, but ultimately I'm just glad we got an actual brand new 5990. So this client, like I said, he deserves it. All his watches he's incredibly meticulous with. The watches he traded in before were literally near perfect. I mean, they were brand new condition and he had worn them, so he deserves nothing but the best. And so we wanted to make sure he got nothing but the best. And so luckily on this one, we got it in. It was exactly as described. It's brand new. I feel confident that I can put my name behind it, and not only my name, but the company's name behind it. And so I'm excited to deliver that watch to the client. I think I know what's in here, but it's weird that it's in this box. I don't know why it's in that box. Let's figure out what's going on here. Let me open this and make sure it's in here. It is.
That looks really cool.
And guys, we have a brand new, unworn RM65 in NTPT. This watch we just sold to a brand new client that came referred. This is a beautiful piece that just came out not too long ago. Honestly, the mechanics in this watch are phenomenal. I want to see if we can do a review on this watch to kind of show you some of the stuff that they did. There's a lot of interesting watchmaking that went into this, and it's definitely super innovative, a super loud, in-your-face piece. I know people don't get RM, and I understand that. I think that's partly why this is going to be super interesting, but I gotta give it to them. They really know how to market market. They really know how to make this shape look special. I mean, this is not the first tonneau shape watch out there, but it's definitely the one that took off, and they do know how to make these watches really sexy. They really know how to skeletonize a movement. Just something about these watches is just, it makes you feel powerful when you put it on.
I mean, RM knows what they're doing. They put loud colors out there. They use crazy materials. They're very innovative with what they do. That's why whenever they first came into business, they were catching everybody by storm. And at first, didn't get a lot of love, but now over time, I mean, they get tons of respect. They're kind of like the McLaren of watches in that regard.
I've had an RM30. When I put it on, it just feels really, really cool. And it's a really nice watch. The movement, the way it looks, it's just special. I don't know, just something is special. And when people see this, they know. And if you wear something that looks like this, they ask you, is that an RM? Is that an RM? So when you're actually wearing the RM, it makes you feel some sort of way. And so if you're an individual who likes that, this is the watch for you.
Moving along, we got something packaged up very well. Very, very safe actually. So all of this bubble wrap, and then they even have this like almost gun case metal foam on the very bottom. So very well protected. Definitely appreciate that more than packing peanuts. Let's unbox this here. Let's see what we got. Another Rolex box, of course.
So he shipped this one with the bracelet separate, so the head's in here. He had it kept on a strap, so he said he never really used the bracelet.
This one's sealed.
I'm assuming the head of the watch is in there.
Yeah, it's sealed. Based on the bracelet, I mean, I could pretty much tell what it is. It's a Submariner for sure. Glide lock system there, brushed, and also 40 millimeter, because I mean, that thinner clasp right there, it's a dead giveaway to me.
So you got that it's a 40 millimeter?
Oh yeah.
And you're right. That's good, these kids know what they're doing. You can tell off of just the bracelet. So this is, in fact, a 40 millimeter Submariner, no date. So they wrapped this to keep it in perfect shape, but there is...
That looks good.
The 40 millimeter no date sub. It's probably got all my fingerprints on it right now. Let me actually wipe it for the camera.
I think that is another question we get asked pretty often is, what should I go with? Should I go with no date or should I go with date? Well, honestly speaking, if you use it as a daily and you require the date every single day, then I would definitely go with the date. If you're somebody that has multiple watches, like let's say you have a GMT that you daily, but you want to have something that's fun, it's something for the weekend, you get a no date because it looks the cleanest. I think the general consensus will agree. People definitely love a cleaner, more aesthetically pleasing dial.
What I've heard is it's a perfect vacation watch because you forget what day it is. All you need to know is what time you need to be at the pool, what time you need to be at the bar, and what time you need to be for dinner. And that's all people care to know. This is a perfect vacation watch. So if you're going on vacation, no date sub, that's the one for you. Honestly, perfect watch collection. I'd probably do a no date sub in black, and then I would get either a Hulk in with the bubble, or I'd get maybe a Starbucks. I think I'd go with the Hulk personally. So maybe a 41 millimeter no date and then the Hulk, or vice versa. I think that'd be a good thing for the collection. But guys, we had a good delivery day here. Above all everything, I'm excited that the RM that we ordered, that was 400 grand, came in and it's brand new. I'm even more excited that finally we got a 5990. Both of these are brand new. I'm glad that when they came in, they're exactly what the dealer described. This is a brand new RM. That is a brand new 5990. I'm glad that there's good people out there and good dealers. There is good dealers, guys. It's not just a bunch of shady dealers. There's a lot of good dealers out there. I'm just excited to get these to the clients. All right, what in the world? Why did this not come with the box though? No RM box.
What do you call? But you got the box and the thing?
Yeah, I got the watch. It came in an AP. Yeah, he put it in a travel box, and then I got your extra folder.
Okay, I can take care of that, no problem.
Can you also, can we trade this green strap for the red strap too?
Red? You want red?
Yeah, just let me know. I'd love to trade it out if we can. All right, bye. All right, no need to fret. He just put the watch in a travel case for protection, and they totally just forgot to put the box in the whole package, but he shipped it, and it was here just on time for the client. Okay, yeah, I know exactly what you're. We literally used to have that one. Okay. Yeah, let me. I know I can beat that. Let me try to find one. The Daytona is obviously going to be a lot easier to get. That one I can see if I can still order out today from California. I might still be able to get it in time for tomorrow. I think we can match that price of $23,500. We've literally sold 2 at that price already, and you're going to be the 3rd. We can go over here and we can write a ticket on that. And then let me get to work and see if I can source it. It may be tomorrow, but if worst case scenario, it might be Wednesday, if that's okay. I'll try on the Vacheron. That one, it's a very specific piece. There is a chance I can, but I don't want to promise that. That one I might need till the end of the week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you liking the Platinum Day Date?
That was great.
That's awesome, man. You're one of the first to ever get it. That's pretty cool. So Eric came in, what was it, 2 months ago or so? Maybe 3 months, and he bought one of the first fluted bezel day dates with the baguette dial because he didn't want to just flex, he wanted to flex super hard. So he got the fluted, and then he got the diamond dial, which it matches a shirt. Him and I will get to work on that. We can check in tomorrow, but I'll call you as soon as I have one on order. I'll call you and I'll let you know. And then we'll be looking for that world timer. And as soon as we get one of those, I can call you with the price. And then you can tell me if you want it, yay or nay. And as soon as we get it in, we can close it. Sounds good. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate you. Appreciate your business. All right. Well, thank you to Eric who came in. He's actually bought a watch before, which is that Platinum Day Date. He came in with a banger the very first time that he bought a watch from us. And now I recently reached out to him and he was in the market for 2 more watches. And so one of those being the two-tone white dial Daytona. He had seen that on our website, but we had sold. And then the other one was a Vacheron World Timer that he had seen online and really wanted to get one. And so he asked me if I could beat the price on the one he had seen online. We actually could. And so we ended up having to source the Daytona, which we reached out to a couple dealers in the California area that are in the Diamond District. Because of the time difference from Texas and California, they're the only ones that could actually get it out on time. By the time Eric had come in that day, it was a little later in the afternoon. And so if I reached out to anybody in Florida or New York, it would have been too late. They wouldn't have gotten out the door. And Eric's the kind of guy that likes to get his stuff immediately. So I at least wanted to get that one on time for him because I knew the Vacheron was going to take a little more time. But no worries. We have that Vacheron on order and it'll be here within a week, week and a half. By the time of the recording of this video, he's already rocking that two-tone Daytona, and he loved it very much. So $2,000 less. But before we could even make the offer, the guy wanted us to take his solid gold GMT, the new Jubilee one. And because he paid retail and everything, our stock price was going to be lower than what he even paid. Just it is what it is. But we were like, look, if you want to, if you want to, let me figure out. I have a client who's interested. If he takes the watch, then I can give you at least closer to what you're asking. And so he's like,
right,
okay.
With the trade-in, you save taxes and stuff.
Yeah, you save the taxes. Then because if I have a client lined up, he's going to get paid a little bit more healthy. So anyways, we figured that side out. So we have his GMT sold to a client who's interested. The client's committed.
GMT is actually getting bought, and then it's all dominoing up.
Right. So then because we're taking his GMT at the price he wants, he's going to buy the Pepsi. And because the guy with the Pepsi is willing to take the deal that the guy is asking for, now that guy wants to buy your watch. And so,
but he's asking if I'll come down from the 66.
Correct.
So what do you want? I mean, because I'm already losing a little bit, even at 66.
Yeah, I mean a tiny bit, right? So I think you paid 61 plus tax or something like that, correct?
Right, which comes out to about 66 just all in, and then I forget if it was 3 or 4%.
Yeah, and on this, and you're going to lose it on this one in particular just because of the way it worked out. But luckily, moving forward, like we're applying that credit towards whatever watch you get, so you'll make that up on that side. Usually, it's not super normal that something like this happens. It's actually pretty rare that it's a perfect situation where one guy wants another guy's watch and that guy wants this guy's watch, and so on and so forth. And it's really difficult to navigate these situations because sometimes one guy wants a good deal and the other guy doesn't really want to come down that much, and it just kind of goes down the ladder. In this situation, it's actually been pretty easy. All the guys were willing to play ball. They're all getting ultimately what they really wanted at a price that they thought was extremely fair. And now I'm on the phone with the last one, which is he's actually a good friend of mine. Lance referred us a ton of business. He's one of my neighbors. He was actually one of the first clients. Actually, he is the first client who ever bought an AP from me. So the very first AP I ever had, he bought it, and that to me is extremely special. So, I'm going to take care of him regardless. But this conversation was just, to kind of let him know the situation, let him see if he's willing to come down a couple grand, inform him that if we trade it in, we'll get some tax credit. And then also I'm going to take care of him on the watch he's looking for. So we're going to give him a good price regardless. And so, once I explained all that, he saw the value, and it's going to be an awesome domino effect all the way down to the very first person. So Lance, thank you so much for playing ball with us, and to all the clients in this deal that played ball. I'm glad it worked out for everybody in your favor. and not just in one guy's favor. It's really cool to see how everyone ended up really happy. And then number 2 is, guys, we're gonna be looking for a 5164R for my good friend Lance. If any of you are in the market right now to sell it and are shopping it around, give us a call here in the next coming days or in the next weeks. We're gonna be needing one for him, and I'd love to take care of him. So if you have anything in really great condition, give us a call and I'd love to help out. You know, as far as like what you paid 61, even if we go a little bit lower, you're gonna be breaking even basically on what you paid.
What does he want to get it done? Is that where the 64 came from? It's like, all right, there's a 2K swing both ways.
I believe so, yeah. He made a $64,000 offer.
So obviously we've done a bunch of deals together and whatever. Naturally, you obviously want to make this whole thing work, but is it worth it to take it on my end?
I think so, because
or do you think even if I said like, you know, whatever, meet me in the middle somewhere, like I'll take $1,000 off it? Or is he just going to be like, I don't have another penny to my name kind of a thing?
I mean, anybody who's buying a $60,000 watch, I don't think is going to say that, but
that's my point.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had over $2,000, I'm like, that's like 3%.
No, and to be honest with you, it has nothing to do with fighting. I think in his mind, it's like he's being a gentleman about taking a cheaper offer. So he's hoping that you'll do the same. Now, I'm not saying you're not being a gentleman either way. It has nothing to do about that. His perspective is like, okay, I'll take. You know, he's just a nice guy. So he's just like, look, I'll take it. That's fine. But can you guys talk to your guys' guy on the paddock, because he wants that basically. And look, the only reason I'm calling is because I think it is a fair offer.
I'm cool with it as long as we can work out like a player deal on getting a travel time when we can source the right one.
Correct, and you know that
way the funds are just there. We'll save on taxes and whatever. It's not like you're making a ton on each little thing anyways. I get that, and you took care of me on the front end on the other one.
Right.
So no, I think it's reasonable. I mean, if I went back and it was like, I'll drop it $1,000, is like, in the grand scheme of things, is that even worth it? So yeah, I mean, I guess let's just do it, and then we'll have to just find like a super hookup, like the freaking one that I texted you last night. That the stupid auction was insanely low for like 66.
So my intention is, you've been a great client. You've brought me a bunch of watches. Not only that, you're my neighbor. Like, I want to take care of you just like we always have, and we've built a relationship over the years. So I'm going to do the 60. So we'll do the 64. I appreciate you doing that. So then on my end too, because I mean, I'm not just going to ask you to go down and then stick you with the bill at the end with the 5164. If anything, it's going to be on the contrary. At this point, you're at the top of this particular deal, because
it's the last leg.
It's the last leg of the relay race. Now the ball's in my court to get you the best price that I can, and hopefully there's some trust there, knowing that whatever price I get you, it's going to be the best price that I can do.
All right, man, I appreciate it.
Awesome, Lance. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right, talk soon. Bye. I'm excited for Lance, and you can tell he's excited. He's been sending me, listings and auctions and different things from a certain group. And there was one that was at a low price for 66 for a little bit, but it ended up obviously closing for a lot more along the baselines of what they actually retail for online. But nonetheless, like I said, we're going to be looking for a 5164 for him. I know he's excited to get that. I'm excited to get that in his hands. Honestly, it's been a long time coming. He was going to buy the 5164R before he bought the 5905, but he was kind of intrigued with it, with the green dial. He kind of had this green dial thing going on for a while. So when he saw that watch, he fell in love and he enjoyed it. But I think in the back of his mind, he just always wanted that travel time. And so we're going to fulfill that dream for him now. And so I'm excited for him to get it. He honestly deserves it. He sent us so much business with all of his buddies. I'm excited to really take care of him and make sure we get that watch in his hands. I love working with my brothers. I really do. It's a lot of fun. Not only is it cool to have, in a lot of businesses, a really close sales team, but the fact that we're brothers and we communicate outside of work and everywhere we go, and we know our clients, we know whose clients are which. There's no egos involved, where one has to close a sale or the other one wants to close a sale. We're just here as a team trying to get the best for our clients. And so this is a situation where it worked out really well for all the clients, and it looks like it's going to go perfect. We had your client.
My client. He had a Meteorite Pepsi he bought, and he wore it for a year. He had the stickers on it and everything, just wore it like that. He loved the watch, but then he saw the 5905 that we had in stock. He didn't think much of it, but he loved the watch. He's actually a watchmaker himself, and so the movement and all the details on the 5905 really intrigued him, and he wanted to trade into that eventually. Once we got rid of ours, I guess he was expecting us to lower the price after some certain time, but we ended up selling it, and then after after it's sold is when he reached out and said, hey, I want that watch. I want to maximize the amount I put on it because I'm not in a rush to get it, but I do definitely want that watch. And so let's put my Meteorite Pepsi on consignment. So we consigned his Meteorite Pepsi, and that was his goal. He was going to sell that watch to get into the next one.
Yeah, so we were going to source him the 5905 1A after we had already sold the other one before he committed to it. Meanwhile, I have a good client who bought a 5905 from us about a year ago now. That client said, hey, I really love this watch, but I really want to trade this in now. I'm kind of looking at a travel time. So he said, is it okay if I put this one on consignment? Because I'm not really in a hurry. You know, I just want to maximize my dollar. So he put that one on consignment with us. Well, we've been trying to get a deal worked out between the two because one wanted to sell the Pepsi in order to get the same watch. And then this guy wanted to sell his watch in order to get something else. But then today is when everything just kind of got interesting. All the stars aligned today. So Caleb gets a call.
And so my client essentially wants to trade in his new 126718 GRNR, the brand new GMT in solid gold. And he wanted to trade that and a Batman on Jubilee. He didn't want to have to pay anything out of pocket. So we ended up being able to settle at a straight trade.
But in order to make that straight trade happen, the market right now for dealers to stock that solid yellow gold new GMT, we would have stocked it for about 40,000. Why? Because they wholesale for about 42 to 43. And so that guy wanted to maximize his dollars. He did not want to sell it to us or trade it in for 40. He was hoping he'd get a little bit more. When Andrew heard that,
I always like to overhear the conversations because I'm kind of the person who just like,
he's in charge of buying.
yeah, I'm in charge of buying, so I get all these watches put in front of my desk, and I have two clients that have been wanting two watches, and I was in the middle of sourcing them. One of them wanted the 126718 GRNR, and the other one wanted a brand new Batman. And so I called those clients. They're committed to the watch. We have deposits on them, and it's kind of putting everything into motion. Christian called his client, got the price lowered in order to get the watches in at the price the client was requesting. Therefore, you just saw the conversation with Josh. He's playing ball, everyone is playing ball, so it's just this large domino effect that is currently in motion, and it seems like it's gonna be successful.
So at this point, we've communicated to our clients, like, look, obviously it's not a done deal. It's all contingent on Caleb's client actually shipping in those pieces. And if they do ship those pieces, then we're gonna be able to facilitate the deal for Andrew's clients at a better price than what they were originally quoted. So they're excited, they're hoping that it goes through. So if this guy sends them in, which we've given him a label, it looks like he's already shipped them. Hopefully we'll get them in tomorrow. Andrew will sell them. That guy's happy because he got what he wanted it on trade. He's gonna get the Pepsi from Christian's client for the price that he was hoping to get it. And then now Christian's client is going to buy my client's 5905, and he's gonna get a price within what he wanted to buy, get for it. And then now the last piece to this whole puzzle is that now WOLVYN is in charge of sourcing a travel time paddock. Guys, look, we get a lot of flack for being flippers, for being whatever, and maybe that's true with some businesses, but with us, we're all about relationship and really trying to help our clients. I hope that that's somehow evident in everything that we do. I know that our clients who come to us, they come to us for a very specific reason, and that's because they really do trust us to not only facilitate these deals, but also look out for their better interests, and that's what we try to do. And there's a reason we have so many repeat clients and so many good relationships, is because that's what we work on. That's what we strive for. Not only that, but we have a really tight-knit group of sales guys, of brothers who are passionate about what we do, passionate about this business, and really passionate about helping our clients. So I don't know, I'm just a little proud big brother moment to see all of us come together and be able to work this out. And I'm just happy for our clients, happy that not only do we get to do something we're all passionate about, which is watches, but we get to really take care of our clients. We'll give you guys an update, but as soon as we get these watches in, we'll know that this whole domino effect is going to happen, and this will be the biggest game of domino I think we've ever played.
He told me to give best price, no
That's
BS.
why I'm here. So
Right?
tomorrow,
So I'm giving. So when I told you price, that's literally the best.
tomorrow, I'm gonna bring that guy too, my brother too, so he can also buy right away.
Okay. But 42 is my best price on it. That's the best.
I don't want to break your words. Let's do 41.
I literally can't. I gave you my best price.
I have a check, 10K and 41. That's the check. I'm gonna give it to you. 41K checks tomorrow.
I appreciate it, but I have to be at 42.
Done is done.
What's it cost?
Brother, cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
41. I'm literally making.
See? 41.
And then I have to ship it here.
The good thing about Josh and these guys, they work in a very low margin for us, so you know.
I do. I really do. That would be like if somebody told you, hey, give me gas for $1.80. You'd be like, I pay more than that.
Well, I just want to give a major shout out to Rashawn, who's in this video. We just met him about 2 to 3 weeks ago. He was actually a referral from another good pair of clients, Ali and Sammy. You know who you are. Thank you so much for introducing us. Since then, Rashawn bought a Blue Dial 15500 from us. He's bought a couple of other watches as gifts for family members. And he's also referred us to about 4 or 5 different of his friends, colleagues, and family members. And they've bought several watches. One of them now, including Tony, who you see here. Tony's just a businessman. You know, he owns about 48 different gas stations in the Dallas area, and he's just trying to get the best price. I can't fault him for doing that. On most of our watches, and honestly, every single watch, we really don't work on huge margins. Now, there's certain watches, you know, that are anomalies that we have a little bit more margin on, and that's we're happy for those situations. But when it comes to most Rolexes and APs, for the most part, there's usually about a 10% markup on them. It's not like, you know, other, you know, like the AD where they're marked up like 40, 30, 50 even percent on some cases. We really don't work on those kind of margins. We really work on like an 8 to 10%. I think at the end of the month, we average about 7 to 8% margins on watches. So we really have to really do quantity in order to survive. And so we really try to push out a lot of watches. With that being said, Rashawn was like, look, I'm going to bring you a lot of clients, but I need you to take care of them. Give them your best price. If that means, you know, just you can't move anymore, I understand that. I know you're a businessman. Just give them whatever you think is your best price. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And in this particular case, actually, we're literally sourcing this watch for Tony. We don't have this watch. And so I'm kind of just, my hands are tied based on the best price that I can get from any other dealer. So we found this watch. I'm trying to negotiate it. We'll see if Tony decides to pull the trigger.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to lose money either.
Tomorrow you're gonna make it very nice, clean, all this. All.
That one, yes. This one already is brand new condition.
Okay. I'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
It will be done here tomorrow?
It won't. I have to order it tomorrow, so I need to get a deposit from you. I can order it. Tomorrow's Thursday, I can have it here Friday. We can take care of the difference once I get it.
Okay. How much deposit you want?
So 20%, so 8,000 deposit.
How much?
8,000.
8,000.
You want the deposit? You deposit now, or I can put it on my load.
Yes, I want you, but I can pull it. Tomorrow I'll bring the cash tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be
Tomorrow anyway I'm getting those, you know.
Sure.
All right, so we finally settled on this watch. Tony's going to be buying a 26470 OR from us. That is the half brick or the brick, whatever you want to call it, but it's the rose gold on a strap, Audemars Piguet offshore. It's a gorgeous piece, one of my favorite watches in the whole world, something that I would probably wear every single day as well. It kind of reminds me of this. It's a sporty piece with a leather band, and you can just rock that thing in jeans. You can dress it up. I love it. It's a little bit bigger. It's a lot bigger. Some of you guys are afraid of that size, but I just think it's such a manly piece, and I know he's going to enjoy that. And as of the filming of this video, he's actually already received it, and everything went really perfect on the deal. So Tony, enjoy that watch in good health. There's been something we've been working on, and with that segue into this, I want to introduce somebody. And before I introduce somebody, I want to explain why. So first off, this kind of happened on accident, sort of. We weren't expecting it to be this quickly that we did this, but we are also really excited that it needed to be this quick, because that means that we fell into a problem that needed to be addressed. And that number one problem has been that we've been getting a lot more female foot traffic. Not just female, but also male foot traffic. And the biggest complaint that I've seen on the channel and some of the comment section is that this is quite a sausage fest. We've got a bunch of guys and a bunch of watches, and yes, the market with men's watches is bigger than female, but we do sell watches, and a lot of females do buy watches, especially in the Dallas area. And so with a lot more females coming in, we wanted to have somebody who would represent them, somebody who can model pictures for them, instead of using Caleb, who's been modeling female watches for the last 2.5 years, since we've had the YouTube channel. Now we're gonna have a proper female to be able to model the watches for you. So without further ado, I want to introduce the newest member of the WOLVYN team, Maite, or Tay. She's a good friend of ours, and she's gonna be joining the team. And she has a deep passion for watches, loves them, has grown to appreciate them over the last years. And she's gonna be here for a lot of the female clients, but today was your first sale?
Yes.
And it was a male client, so
Why?
that's fine. Just guys, please still call me and talk to me. And Caleb, don't just reach out to Tay just because she's a pretty face. we're still here, even though we're ugly, we're here to sell watches, right? But what are you wearing today, Maite?
I am wearing a 5960P, which is a Patek annual calendar with the flyback chronograph.
That's a beautiful piece.
It is.
You know, it's not every day you see a platinum 5960. Most of them came in white gold or, most of them came in rose gold or even stainless steel. So to see one with the platinum case and that anthracite dial is amazing and beautiful. And a little fun fact is that at the 6 o'clock, it has what?
A diamond.
And that diamond represents that it's a platinum piece. So it's a really fun piece. I'm a little jealous because I used to have a 5960R and I miss it, and this is making me miss it much more. With all that being said and all watches aside, guys, we have a new salesperson. So for all the ladies out there who have been longing for somebody that they can call instead of calling our ugly faces, we now have somebody to represent you guys. We're happy to welcome her on the team, and it's cool to just have a new dynamic on the channel and in the store in general. So welcome to the team.
Thank you so much.